I've been in your program since the 28th, I think, of February. I just finished it a couple days ago, and now I'm on the process of trying to get all my photos, all my resume, my LinkedIn, all that stuff done. Hey, Byron, I wanted to thank you. You know, that program you put out was absolutely amazing. You know, I feel regardless of what industry, you know, just chapter 2 alone sets you up for life. You know, the rest of your chapters, that's gravy on top, but I wanted to thank you.
How do you kind of do a good transition between the military contracting to executive protection, or maybe picking up some work those months you're home, and then going back overseas, coming back, getting jobs over home, or getting jobs when you're back home, or to just kind of get a little bankroll and then finally make the transition, clean slate, and just go for EP so that you don't burn those bridges when you're gone and you can't answer the pager.
It's all relationship management, right? Like, this is where it all comes down to. If it was me, I wasn't ready to walk away from contracting just yet. I wasn't ready to walk away from the PSD work just yet. I would start letting those target companies know that I'm gonna be coming in town. I'm gonna be coming back. You know, the cool thing about working overseas is you get that big bankroll. Then you can step into life and you can kind of really like construct what you want, put it into a business, put it into the branch you wanted, whatever it is you wanted to build. If you can start reaching out to those companies, if you can start letting them know that you're coming, and start procuring those relationships before you land, that's going to help you hit the ground running. Because right now in this game, everyone's fighting over manpower.
And I just finished module 4 this afternoon, and I was like, wait a minute, I was just talking to this guy a bit ago too. It's just kind of Byron everywhere.
Hey, it's an honor.
But an honor is mine, good sir. Yeah, you know what? Like what John said, you know, he stated exactly what was on my mind about the modules. Module number 2, honestly, I mean, the interpersonal stuff, the stuff that gets you paid, I mean, that's like through facets of life. You know, that's a great life lesson. EP, obviously, it's going to work out well.
I'm looking at some stuff coming up with some Eastern European extraction and then EP over there. My biggest ideas are about logistics, and then also what your opinion of a good team makeup will be when it gets spicy with all players. So
the way I would spin that up is going to be having really good local connections. That's going to be like the real foundation of what you're able to do. But the hardware is really secondary. It's going to really come down to how good the guys on the ground that you're going to be able to join forces really are, in order for you guys to get down there and support them and for them to support your operation. And then making sure that your intelligence is good. You've got to have the guys on the ground there that have enough experience to really set you guys up for success. And you want to make sure that you also have a really good extraction plan to be able to get out of there very quickly, no matter what's going on. And also you want to know where your green zones are and where your safe havens are and those positions before you get there. So it really comes down to really good advanced work.
This is my first time to join you. Thank you for putting this on and hosting this event this evening. How do you go about soliciting assistance from local, state, and federal law enforcement for protective details?
I will go down to the station personally, introduce myself, let them know I'm going to be coming down there with the VIP, and ask for assistance. Usually they have a program manager that helps with that type of thing, and ask what their rates are and how they like to be compensated. But really, I think the cheat code is really the social dynamics of it. And then when and if they do, support me or anything I can come up with that they do for us or do good or might do, I write a letter of recommendation.
Fantastic. Great advice. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
I've been watching your program for a little while, about 6 months a year now. I really appreciate what you guys do and get the expert advice, because I'm simply not an expert. So I'm looking for something that can help bolster my awareness, come up with a plan, and be proactive or reactive, whatever the need is.
Outstanding. So from the standpoint of being a civilian,
the
so Protector Symposium Library, man, we got 24 instructors in there, and it's so much more information than anybody thinks it is. So you watch all the symposiums. We have 4 of them uploaded in there. You get to learn protection strategies and tactics from every single one of them on anything from behavioral profiling to how to deal with fear, how to survive an ambush, how to deal with how to set your home up so that it's as safe as possible. And then another great online tool, Yusuf Badu, all of his stuff on behavioral profiling, I think is some of the best stuff in the game.
And I've been following you a little bit. My boss told me recently, you need to soak up some of the stuff that he's putting out. So I'm doing that. Yeah.
Well, that's an honor.
Yeah, got to see one of the symposiums a couple years ago. I work for a ministry. I'm on staff, so I'm not really hiring myself out. I'm just doing executive protection inside our ministry. Okay. And is there any validity to me getting a guard card for that?
For sure, I would say in your home state, get your guard card, exposed weapons permit, and have that. So if you do find yourself in a security kind of situation, you are a professional who's licensed to be in that situation, and that could give you some coverage.
Putting on a men's event that's going to have like 300 people.
Yep.
I'm more than likely going to be responsible for providing security. What type of matrix would you put through? Like, I'm just a singleton. I've got contacts in the area, but we've got 300 people. They're going to come in. It's going to be a pseudo speaking event. Then they're going to do breakout sessions for like combatives and different stuff. How many guys do I need to put on site security wise? I
mean, for something like that, I'm going to go with like a zone coverage, and it's really going to depend on where you can put these guys that can give them the most kind of mastery of the environment. So I'd say definitely a minimum of about 10 guys. Another thing that I do to organize church volunteers, which has been pretty cool. Are you guys using the app Zillow yet?
Yes.
So Zillow, and then these little push to talk buttons, man. You guys got these yet? Yeah. Dude, you guys are in the future right now. This is awesome. Zillow, push to talk, get your comms up.
Okay.
And then just make sure you have your emergency management plan stuff done. Obviously, come up with a rotation so you know who's where, when they're where, and who's responsible for what areas. And then, if there is an emergency or something does happen, what everyone's doing, where they're going to send everybody. So.
My boss says hello. I think you've been on his podcast before.
Really?
Mr. Marks, out in Colorado Springs. Victor.
That's what's up.
You know him.
Yeah, man. Send my regards.
Sir, thanks for what you do. Appreciate it. Thanks for your time.
Does the CCW and the guard card, are they a combination of licensing, or is it a separate?
Separate. Guard card, exposed weapons permit, CCW. Those are the main 3 usually across the board you got to get, and then you get in the game.
How project managers would align in your industry, because I got some friends that are project managers, and I've got a guy at a local church of mine. I run their security, and I'm going to be going into business with them. So I'm looking to kind of use your program to bring staff into, like, get them through your training and kind of build them up. And I'm just trying to see how I can align different people with different things.
One of the things I focus on is building culture, that whole culture of winning on a team. And that is one of the biggest things that I think is a huge payoff for anyone who's trying to build a business or build teams in this industry, to put them through that course, because they're going to learn how to do our work ethically. They're going to kind of learn the right attitude and the right energy and way to do it. And then the social dynamics component, I talk so much about cooperation over competition.
I've been following you for a couple of years on the Executive Protection Lifestyle podcast. I first found you through in-ear, actually.
Really?
You did a promotion on the in-ear. I've been using that for a long time. We have really expensive radios, and then we had really not so awesome surveillance kits for them. So we were able to get everybody on the in-ear, and they like it. I've really enjoyed the stuff you taught and putting things out there for people to learn. I have quite a bit of experience in medical. I've been doing security and executive protection for about 6 years now. I'm kind of curious how to expand that part of my business. And then the second part is most detail leaders are looking for somebody that has medical experience. And how do I get on those type of details, helping out?
My approach would be content. Every time you do a course, you record that, you have someone show up with you, and you have them run the camera. Do videography for that day, and then create a cool video based on what you guys are doing. And you start building dropping that content on LinkedIn. You start dropping that content on Instagram. Make a way for it to look good and be educational.
Thank you. You know, it's like, I mean, you're like the age of all my kids, but also you're my mentor, you know, and, you know, it's so great. And it's so great to see the reach, you know, to all over the world with these guys and everybody else that I see within the network. So, and the things to come.
I really just wanted to get on here, really network and meet everybody, you know, because I knew that there was going to be people, you know, on this call that, you know, like, are maybe hesitant to take the class or like have it, or like have just started it. And I really just wanted to come on here, you know, just to say, if you're thinking about it, do it. If you're just starting it, be sure you take your notes and you finish it.
Yeah.
And, you know, because I'm keeping a bit short, but, you know, like Byron said, in just a few short months, I'm living a lifestyle that I never would have even imagined for myself, you know. And if this is something that you're passionate about, you know, I always say it, you know, and I got this term from Byron, is invest in yourself. You're only going to get out of this lifestyle, out of this job, what you are willing to put into it.
It's an honor sharing your success. And then your dad, Mo, and his father both joined the program at the same time, father, son, and they both got in. You know, last time we saw his dad might be the last time because he's busy now working.
I think that I'm killing it. He, you know, like I have to actually call him and be like, hey, are you okay? I haven't heard from you in 3 weeks, bro. Like, where you been at?
Yeah.
But he's killing it too. He's loving it. You know, he got on with a big company, and, you know, his big thing he always talks about is using your social dynamic skills and building that social equity, you know, has gotten him to the point where he's the assistant team lead, and this is his first detail. You know, and he's out there, you know, like doing his thing. So if you guys don't know this, you know, like aren't sure if this stuff works, it works.
Byron, it's Dave Schlachte with Maverick Protection Group. Craig McKim and I are just here supporting you. We
Heck yeah.
I, of course, went through your program, and that led to my first assignment, which led to this company. But I highly encourage anyone to take you up on it. It's a good course. Just wanted to stop in and say hey, and tell people that, yeah, your program's legit. It's a great starting point.
Said on to everybody else who's on the call, you know, that the course outline is totally something that if you're in your head about trying to figure things out, you're trying to really understand what it is, just as Mo says, take notes and take those notes in, and just do it in the vibe that you know that you're going after something that is sitting with you righteously. Because at the end of the day, if you're a true protector and you want to save humanity, like Byron always says, you know, and then be there to protect people. I mean, look at the times we're in, man. The times that we're in right now with all these issues around the world. And I really appreciate the fact that you have an open call and you could be able to express yourself to, you know, you set this format. And I'm really appreciative of it. So